November's a perfect date. He had a great
to come
fight
back against Boots or to get a
against
tune-up
Boots.
and then Boots?
No, we don't need a tune-up.
All right.
We want to go straight into Boots. We want straight into Boots. If Boots decides to fight Kelly and take advantage of Kelly being cut and everything, then that's kind of showing me that you really don't want to fight Vergil.
Well, he's already said he's more interested in Kelly and Fundora because he wants the 4 belts.
No, that's a lie, because he doesn't want to fight Vergil. He wanted to fight Vergil before. Why not anymore? Because he's the champion. He wants to unify. No, the fight against Vergil is 3 times bigger when it comes to his payday, to a meaningful fight. Nobody's gonna care.
Say it, man. Look. Come on. Look, he just got to the division, right?
Yep.
Got 2 fights in the division. He just beat a unified world champion.
Hold on. Time out.
Hold up.
Who did Zayas beat to be called the champion?
You can't do that.
What do you mean who he beat to be called the champion?
Who cares what a sanctioning body assigns a belt?
Jorge Garcia, not Ryan Garcia. Jorge Garcia.
Yeah, well, he beat Jorge. Yeah,
Right, so you mean to tell me you call someone a champion because they beat Garcia?
Listen to me, he won the belt.
Right, he won a belt. That's different than being champion.
I get that, I understand
At
that.
140 pounds.
Hittable, for sure. Hittable.
Gotta get inside on him.
I think he's become overrated on the tournament
But at the
fight.
same time,
then I think
when
he's
you
a good
get
fighter.
inside, he's better inside than he is outside, in my opinion. He'll chop you up with those uppercuts, and he's tough. The things that I like in this division, 154, is that you have Boots. You see his determination. Did you see it the other night? You saw his determination and will? Yeah. Vergil Ortiz, what does he have? That determination and that will?
And Vergil's a little twitchy, too, for a guy with power.
Yeah.
And aggression.
And
he got a lot of heart.
Fundora.
Not even a year since Vergil's last fight, and it seems like they already forgot his last couple of performances, man. Those were the 2 of his best performances against Madrimov, a guy that almost beat Crawford, and the way he did, dominated with no questions, and then goes and knocks out Lupin in the second round, making it look so easy. Man,
Robert Garcia has revealed major details about Vergil Ortiz Jr.'s next move while delivering a strong message to Jaron "Boots" Ennis, insisting that the upcoming decisions won't be driven only by money but also by legacy. His comments have immediately sparked fresh debate about where both fighters go from here.
That's a lie, because he doesn't want to fight Vergil. He wanted to fight Vergil before. Why not anymore? Because he's the champion. He wants to unify. No, the fight against Vergil is 3 times bigger when it comes to his payday, to a meaningful fight. Nobody's gonna care because you beat Kelly or you beat Vergil. You know what I mean? A win over somebody like Vergil means a lot more than Josh Kelly.
It does, but
you know what I mean?
But if he's gonna go the Kelly route, don't you have to go after Fundora?
Then we'll do that.
Right.
Then we'll do that. Yeah, then we'll do that. If Boots decides to go after Kelly and take advantage of that big old cut, and right now is the moment to do it, then that's the way they're gonna do it. I can't force them either.
Garcia made it clear that if one path is being considered, another opportunity cannot simply be ignored. In his opinion, if the focus shifts toward facing Josh Kelly, then pursuing a showdown with Sebastian Fundora should also remain a serious priority before looking elsewhere.
100% agree with Vergil. I think if Vergil is able to, fight Boots, and we were able to get those punches, I think it's over. I think Vergil is not gonna hold back. Vergil has great, insane power at 154. So I think Vergil will finish him.
Call adding another voice to the conversation. Mauricio Sulaiman shared his thoughts regarding the proposed Fundora-Ortiz mandate, creating even more excitement surrounding Ortiz's future. According to Sulaiman, discussions have already taken place with both teams, suggesting meaningful progress is being made behind the scenes.
Has been already always in communications with both camps, and now it is just very recent that Ortiz and Golden Boy have finalized their legal situation. But now Fundora has a fight scheduled, and Ennis who was supposed to fight Ortiz, that was their petition. He already has another direction, so we have to see what's going to happen. But we have been consistent and always in communications with both Golden Boy for Ortiz and with PBC and TGB with Fundora.
Well, what are the chances you make that happen, though, that you mandate it after
that's a fight
mandatory?
That's a fight that we all should be looking for. the interim champion against the champion.
Robert Garcia remains convinced that Vergil Ortiz Jr. has what it takes to defeat Boots Ennis, while Tim Bradley sees the matchup completely differently, confidently backing Ennis to control the fight. With both respected boxing minds standing firmly behind opposite predictions, the debate has only intensified.
But then again, if you see him step into a ring with Ortiz, you may see a completely different guy, especially if he gets touched.
Man, he gonna cook Ortiz.
Oh,
he gonna cook Ortiz just like he just got done cooking Zayas. Look, man.
But that was expected, though.
Listen to me.
You're talking about Zayas, a guy that isn't known for his punching power at all. That was
or his speed,
or
really his skills. He checks boxes at a decent level, but not at an elite level.
But the thing is that he didn't feel the pop. You got to understand that about Boots. Boots is willing to take yours to get his, and it's a trap, right? A lot of his flows, but I'm just telling you that I know it's not always a good thing, but it works for him, and I think that he fights off of feeling. That's what it is. It's feeling. You understand that, right?
But another thing that I didn't like as well.
Garcia says he strongly disagrees with Bradley's assessment of a future Ortiz-Ennis showdown. In his view, Bradley's confidence in Boots goes beyond boxing analysis and leans too heavily toward personal preference. Garcia argues that once the fight finally happens, Ortiz's pressure, punching power, and relentless aggression will expose weaknesses in Ennis that many people continue to ignore.
A former world champion, a great person. He knows how to speak well. He's done he commentated on fights for ESPN, so he's got experience on everything. Maybe it's just favoritism. Maybe it's just something to do with being, having a favorite fighter. It could be that. I don't know. Look, I'm not saying he's, I can't say because we don't know. You're wrong. Or get in a fight with Timothy Bradley, because I'm not gonna do that. He's a friend and a good person, but I think the opposite. I totally think the opposite. I think Vergil. Look, do people forget that it was just last year? Early last year.
Garcia also reminds fans that Vergil Ortiz Jr. defeated Israel Madrimov, a fighter who gave Terrence Crawford one of his toughest recent tests. He believes too many people have forgotten just how impressive Ortiz's recent accomplishments have been. Garcia points out that two of Vergil's biggest victories came only last year, yet many fans and analysts have already shifted their attention elsewhere.
Madrimov and the way he did, and the skills that he showed, a Madrimov who almost beat Crawford, and then Vergil goes out and does what he did with Madrimov. I think not only Timothy, but a lot of people might have that already. And then he goes and dominates second round knocker Lubin. Man, it hasn't been not even a year since Vergil's last fight. And it seems like they already forgot his last couple of performances, man. Those were the two of his best performances against Madrimov, a guy that almost beat Crawford, and the way he did, dominated with no question.
Meanwhile, Boots Ennis appears more focused on a possible showdown with Sebastian. Fundora then immediately pursuing Ortiz. He has grown tired of answering the same questions repeatedly and has tried to quiet ongoing speculation by suggesting that either Fundora or Josh Kelly could become his next opponent. His primary objective remains unchanged, winning more world titles and continuing his rise toward becoming the division's dominant champion.
The better the fighter is, the better I'm gonna be, and the sharper I'm gonna be. So, I'm here to, collect these belts. And, I want to be undisputed at 154, and I will be undisputed at 154. I didn't get to do it at 47. So, the next best thing is, Fundora or, Kelly. So, and I feel like everybody want to see me and Fundora because he's a tall test.
Yeah, I love the Fundora fight. I think that's probably my favorite fight for you that's available right now. Sounds like he might be doing his mandatory next. And then, of course, we have Josh Kelly. But look, Vergil Ortiz, we know you already accepted that fight back in April, and then his court issues with Golden Boy prevented the fight from happening. Are you getting a little tired in the situation now? Because I know you're asked about it everywhere you go.
Yeah, everybody asks me about it all the time. I did my part,
However, sees Boots Ennis differently than many others. Kelly believes there are flaws in Ennis's game that shouldn't be overlooked, arguing that recent performances have revealed vulnerabilities elite opponents can exploit. While he acknowledges Boots' tremendous talent, Kelly feels those weaknesses could become much more noticeable against the very best competition.
Both of them, which we hadn't seen before, so it's a good watch.
Yeah. Was there anything that surprised you about it, would you say, when you were watching it? Or?
How fast the fight caught straight away. I'd expected a little bit more boxing, a little bit more feeling out, especially from Xander, but she caught a light straight away. Yeah.
Tim Bradley believes Josh Kelly has the style and experience necessary to present Boots Ennis with one of his toughest stylistic tests. Bradley points to Kelly's movement, timing, and technical ability as qualities capable of creating difficult moments throughout the fight. He insists Kelly isn't the type of opponent who will simply stand still and exchange punches, making the matchup far more complicated than many expect.
Who's facing is Josh Kelly. I think Josh Kelly's a little bit more difficult fight, believe it or not, than Vergil Ortiz. Styles make fights. Josh Kelly don't look like much, but he's quick. He got good reflexes. He got some pop on his shots. He's very deceiving. And he got legs. And he gonna move around all night, and Boots gonna have to chase. He gonna have to chase. And he gonna have to chase. And you know, Boots don't really like to chase. You can hear it when they talking. Well, if he's standing right there in front of me, it's gonna be night. You know, it's not gonna be a short night. They like guys that stand in front of them. Vergil Ortiz, yeah, they like guys that stand in front of them.
Bradley explains that although Boots has the tools to eventually break through Kelly's defense, success wouldn't come immediately. He believes Ennis would need to stay patient, carefully analyze Kelly's movement, and wait for the right opportunities instead of forcing unnecessary exchanges. According to Bradley, discipline would be the key to turning those openings into fight-changing moments.
He isn't the most, his defense, even though he's very elusive, Boots throwing combinations, something eventually gonna crack that defense. You know, especially when guys that they just like to use the head movement and be, elusive and agile. You can let those punches fly, man, and something eventually is gonna get in there on the guy. And as long as Boots is pressing forward, cutting off the ring, right, prepare himself for boxers, he should have no problem beating Josh Kelly. However, like I said, it's gonna be a little bit more time for him to be able to get to him, judging by what I know about Boots Ennis. So, salute OG. I appreciate you. Hey, Jack, appreciate you.
Greg Hackett sees things very differently. He dismisses the idea that Josh Kelly poses a genuine threat to Boots Ennis and instead views him as another obstacle Ennis is capable of overcoming. Hackett believes comparing Kelly's previous fight with Bakram Murtazaliev to a potential matchup with Boots is misleading because Ennis brings a completely different level of athleticism, switch hitting ability, explosive speed, and knockout power.
Yeah, I hope. I hope we get one of the guys, you know what I mean? But Josh Kelly is just another victim, you know what I'm saying? To be real. He in the way. We respect Josh Kelly, but you gotta go. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is right now. You ask me. He has hand speed. We know that he got quick feet. And, he going to try to make the fight tough for you. He's not the biggest puncher, but he can hit a little bit. And, with a guy like Josh Kelly, you just got to be patient. You can't be eager to get to him because, he going to make sure he do whatever to get up out of there, like he did with Bakram. Gave Bakram some trouble, but Boots isn't Bakram. So, it's going to be a different type of fight. But yeah, those are the things you got to watch out for. You can't just go in there and think you're going to just punch a man in his head and he ain't going to do nothing about it.
Even though Hackett favors Boots, he also believes victory wouldn't come easily. He breaks down the possible tactics both fighters could use, paying close attention to Kelly's movement, timing, and ring IQ. At the same time, Hackett explains how he would approach the fight if he were in Ennis's corner, emphasizing patience, calculated pressure, and intelligent adjustments throughout the contest.
And especially fighting Boots, that's going to probably be the quickest we ever seen him. He's going to be quick on his feet, hands going to be fast, and he's going to be trying to get in and get out. You know what I mean? So you got to be good and patient and be ready to go to that body. You know what I mean?
If you're Boots, how do you approach this fight with a guy that you know?
Patience, because he not really trying to get in a shootout. Xander was willing to get in a shootout with Boots. Josh Kelly is not going to be willing to get in a shootout. That ain't what he's trying to do. Josh Kelly trying to be who he is, pretty boy. You know what I mean? So that means when you carry a name like that, you basing your style off of hitting and not get hit. You know what I mean? So that's saying he gonna be in there trying his best to get off and then get the fuck up out of there. You know what I mean? Boots just gotta be patient.
Sebastian Fundora also weighed in on the discussion, suggesting that Vergil Ortiz Jr. could end up facing Boots Ennis before Fundora receives his own opportunity. Fundora believes Ortiz has an excellent chance to win, pointing to moments in Boots' recent fight with Xander Zayas where he appeared vulnerable. He feels Ortiz's non-stop pressure, physical strength, and disciplined aggression could create enough problems to earn a victory over the course of 12 rounds.
I think Vergil wins that fight. We saw some flaws from Boots with the last fight. I mean, he looked great. I mean, he beat Zayas. I mean, pretty easy. But that third round still raises some questions, right? I mean, it raised everybody some questions. How does he do with pressure? Vergil is a pressure fighter, and he hits hard. I consider myself also a pressure fighter. He throws a lot of punches and hits hard. So we'll see what happens when he fights one of us. I mean, I guess Vergil's first. So we'll see what happens with that, but I favor Vergil.
Well, actually, man, your deepest thoughts about them as opponents for yourself than each other.
Oh, yeah. I'll beat them both. It's as simple as that. I'll beat them both.
When discussing Sebastian Fundora himself, many experts continue to describe him as one of the most difficult opponents available for Boots Ennis. Max Kellerman believes Fundora's exceptional height, reach, and physical dimensions become enormous advantages when used correctly. He also praised the improvements Fundora displayed in recent performances, explaining that his unique size combined with his growing experience could force Ennis into unfamiliar situations inside the ring.
I got a lot of size.
Fundora.
I think Fundora's the problem.
Fundora.
Because of his size and his reach.
Because his size, his reach, and how he's using it now.
Yes.
You're looking at a
No, I give him. This is what I'm on guard against. I give Fundora credit. I absolutely agree. He's gotten better.
Yes.
And because of his size and reach and his volume punching, he can be a problem. I'd like to see how Boots fares against Fundora, though. I would think if Boots especially could beat Fundora. What I'm careful about is people going into the Thurman fight thought one thing of Fundora. Coming out of the Thurman fight, they thought another thing. Yeah. But this is not Thurman from 6 years ago, guys.
He's not a bum.
Vergil made a great
really?
Despite the praise surrounding Boots, some analysts continue raising important questions about parts of his overall game. Sergio Mora believes the biggest priority is delivering exciting fights for the fans, and he feels Ennis's latest performance accomplished exactly that. Moore even highlighted the dramatic third round as a potential round of the year candidate, explaining that great boxing isn't only about offense, but also about responding to adversity. At the same time, he acknowledged that fans also witnessed moments where Boots appeared more vulnerable than usual.
Of Boots and how vulnerable he's looked. We've heard people, whether it's Terrence Crawford, who may have some reasons for feeling that way, Tim Bradley, other fighters who have said, hey, Boots looked great offensively, but he did show some vulnerabilities. What have you made of the criticism of Boots in the aftermath of this?
Was it exciting? Yes. Was it the round of the year in that third round? Yes. Does he get hit? Absolutely. This is a hurt game, but the sweet science can be on the back foot. It could be brilliant. It could be master boxing, but then people will call it boring. But then once you get hit in an exciting fight, then you become vulnerable, susceptible. You can be hit, you can get beat. Which one is it? You're never going to satisfy the critics or the fans, or you're not going to be able to please everybody. But he pleased the boxing.
Not everyone views those criticisms as negative. Some believe they could ultimately help Ennis become an even more complete fighter. Most of the discussion centers on his defensive habits, with analysts suggesting improvements in that area before facing dangerous opponents such as Fundora, Josh Kelly, or Vergil Ortiz Jr. Many believe correcting those issues now could better prepare Boots for the biggest challenges of his career. Same?
Use his rise at junior middleweight and beyond. He does have to get, I think, a little sharper defensively. Like, you don't want to get into those exchanges with other fighters. Xander Zayas is not regarded as a puncher at junior middleweight. Vergil Ortiz is, Sebastian Fundora is, even Josh Kelly has a little bit of pop. And then, as Eddie Hearn has suggested, we could see Boots going to 160, could see him go to 168. So I think you do want to clean up your defense a little bit, but we're not talking about this being like a C-level performance. This was an A-level performance from Boots Ennis. The reason it's not an A+, is because, yeah, there are some things he has to clean up. Like, you don't want to get hit with straight right hands by someone that's a bigger puncher than Xander Zayas. You don't want to get into kind of a slugfest. And when you do, you got to hold on, man.
Sergio Mora also offered his breakdown of a possible Ennis Ortiz showdown, explaining why he considers it one of the division's most fascinating fights. While acknowledging Ortiz's tremendous punching power, Mora notes that Vergil has occasionally shown a willingness to absorb unnecessary shots. He believes ring intelligence will ultimately determine the winner, with victory likely going to the fighter who adjusts more quickly, makes smarter decisions, and capitalizes on every opening throughout the fight.
Since the beginning, a knockout puncher, but Ortiz gets hit too. He gets rocked. He gets controversially knocked down as well. He would deny it, but the truth is there. We could see, we have eyes. Boots is the same way. This is the type of fight with Boots and Ortiz, when it happens, one of the biggest fights in boxing against two power punchers that are susceptibly defensively because they're so front foot. They go for the knockout. When you have knockout punchers, you're bound to get touched. The difference is Boots rolls with the shots. He takes a little bit of the steam off the shots. He knows how to use his long frame and still dig to the body. Vergil, on the other hand, he'll get up after getting dropped, shake his head, and put it in another gear, in a meaner gear.
The race for control of the welterweight division continues becoming more exciting, with every prediction adding even more anticipation to the growing debate involving Boots Ennis, Vergil Ortiz Jr., and Sebastian Fundora. But who do you believe will ultimately rule the division? Share your prediction in the comments below, and don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more boxing news, analysis, and breaking updates.